Hey everyone, so today I'm going to discuss the recent boom with the NPC characters on TikTok and with AI. And I wanted to give you some factual evidence and research as far as understanding why this is so popular. So first, let me go ahead and show you the research study and some of the quotes, and then I'll go into it a bit more. So let's go ahead and take a look. So the name of the article is called Immersive Machine Learning for Social Attitude Detection in Virtual Reality Narrative Games. And this was released in 2022. The quote states that we aim to detect the high-low social engagements that are modeled based on the creative game designer. During the VR interaction playback, they would be labeling the behaviors identified in players which are related to the presence or absence of social engagement. Thus, when real-life players exhibited those behaviors during gameplay, certain events, NPC behaviors, or change of game environment could then be triggered. So just remember that aspect. Let me go ahead and show you two more variables. In this case, the game system can use the prediction model at a finer level. For instance, the game designer can choose to calculate an average social engagement over a time span of 5 seconds. For that time window, there will be a total of 45 to 50 predictions, which can then be used to calculate a fine-grained outcome rather than a binary one. And then the last quote states, the model configuration that yields the highest accuracy in F1 scores, 83.4 to 84.1%, is based on the reinforcement learning algorithm with imitation learning rewards, implementing a temporal memory, and a pre-training algorithm. So what's the purpose of those quotes? For example, on TikTok, where companies are testing the number of predictions and how quickly you need to have different levels of social engagement, for example, every 5 seconds. And on TikTok Lives, when you start seeing these individuals who are getting the most gives, you start to see that they are typically around every second, between 1 second and 5 seconds, which is at the typical pace that the research study mentioned as far as social engagement. That is going to also increase the desire for other users to also give more gifts in order to further engage with the individual. There are also two factors. Many people will say, okay, well, the individuals who are more attractive may initially get the most attention and therefore get more gifts, increases the social interaction. However, when we start to discuss social engagement, it's not always about looks. We start to see other individuals now with their NPC characters using different word usage. Number one is going to be the physical attraction that an individual may feel for that NPC character in order to then feel so compelled to then want to engage. And then we're going to see the second aspect, which is when an individual is then entertained. Now they feel a draw to that person because they're creating an emotion, and then they're going to feel closer to that individual that then compels them to want to send them a gift or to further engage with them. So now more people are making funny NPC characters. They're saying weird stuff. They're not going to have to create more of an engaging experience for their audience. So that's when we start to see a higher level of popularity for one individual versus the other. Now, I do have to mention that there is a third variable that's, for example, not discussed fully, and that is the intrinsic versus extrinsic reward that these individuals are getting. Because some of these individuals do have some other businesses that they're promoting on the back end, for example, that individuals may also partake in. You'll have to look that up yourself because it varies from person to person, but there seems to be a, let's say, interesting behaviors that they're doing as a side hustle. So it's not just the individuals who are giving the gifts that are building some sort of like parasocial relationship, because these individuals are also sharing other parts of their lives as a side hustle. Some of these individuals are giving gifts because they like to control the actions of someone else, and they're getting an intrinsic and extrinsic reward from that behavior. I think that's actually the deeper issue that we have to analyze. Like, why are individuals more compelled to give gifts? Is it just because they're being entertained? Is it the individuals need to support the side hustle? of the NPC character, human slash whatever they want to be called. Um, so there are a couple different variables that are really pushing this, TikTok NPC theme going on the lives over there. And this is not by chance. When we are analyzing AI, when we analyze marketing, when we understand psychology, and we're putting all of those things together, as you can see in the research study, typically we start to see the prediction models, or we start to see that between 3 and 5 second interactions can create a physiological response with human beings as far as trying to partake in a specific action. So the next time you do feel compelled to, share a gift or take an action within 3 to 5 seconds, you may want to consider and ask yourself why. Is this a specific marketing strategy? Are you actually entertained? Are you actually supporting the side hustle of a person that you've built a parasocial relationship with online? Or are there other variables that are drawing you towards this person? Are they kind of feeding into your own behaviors of trying to engage or communicate with someone that you've connected with online? So I think we're actually going to see more of this kind of content, not necessarily just like in the NPC world or people mimicking, being AI. People think this is new, and it's like, no, there's research on this. It's like you're going to respond to this pattern of behavior. The algorithms are built to promote engagement with, within 3 to 5 second intervals. And you think this is just like a fun trend. And it's like there's tons of research that has been done in order to make you behave in a certain way. So you think that you're making a choice, but the system is created this way to engage on a psychological level, to create a physiological response, and to give an intrinsic and extrinsic reward based on actions that you take that you think are just for fun. But it's like, no, there's someone on the back end who is creating an UI system, which it stands for user interface, such as these social media platforms that are built to develop these types of reactions. It's like gaming. So we are going to see more of these results on social media. And at least now it's not by chance, it's by design. All right, guys, have a great day. Let me know in the comments what you think.